All right, well, if you didn't know, it's Brain Awareness Week, so what better time than now to take a look inside your mind, and Arielle is here to take on that task.
Yeah, Tom. Now, did you know that your brain is different from an adult's?
I definitely know that's the case.
Okay, what about a child's?
I hope that's the case.
Me too. Now, it's what makes this time in your life unique and very important. To understand the epic journey from childhood to adulthood, I went on my own journey, meeting with scientists, interviewing countless teens to fully understand your brain. Check it out.
People think that we're rude.
That we're obnoxious, self-absorbed, and annoying.
Technology obsessed.
And generally lazy too.
Geez, can you guys catch a break? Word on the street is that teens are a little hard to handle. But maybe we should get an idea why before we jump to conclusions.
Describing the teen years, I'd say exciting, but scary.
Welcome to your crash course in adolescence, one of the most important phases in human development.
Brain development in adolescence really sets the stage for adulthood.
So your age right now is a pretty big deal.
This is a time where bodies are changing, social circles are changing, there are new pressures academically, and many other reasons why adolescence is simply a naturally stressful time of life.
It's a time that's reckless.
You just want to go out and do everything. You know, YOLO, you only live once.
Tech-infused.
It feels good when you get more likes than normal on a photo.
And tiring, with plenty of chances to learn and grow.
How are your teen years different from your childhood years?
Teen years are definitely marked by more freedom.
I would say it's the dynamic period. It's where a brain could develop in many directions depending on what kind of environment it's in and what kinds of experiences a person has. So it's really a period where the world around an individual is very powerful in shaping the trajectories of how the brain develops.
Now it's time to get a bit technical, but bear with me because it's really all about you. From life to death, the brain is constantly changing. The biggest change is in infancy, when the brain rapidly develops key elements like speech, vision, and motor skills.
And in some ways you can think of the brain as a learning machine. Children come into this world, babies come into this world with very little knowledge, and there's a tremendous amount that they have to learn.
Once we get to adolescence at the age of 12, big shifts happen in the brain. First, this part, the gray matter, shrinks down. The brain gets rid of the tissue it doesn't need anymore. Second, connections across the regions of the brain get stronger and faster. And third, sex and growth hormones increase. So, dun dun dun, puberty begins. One of the main parts of the brain that is under major construction is the prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making, problem-solving, emotional expression, and risk assessment.
Really, from adolescence into adulthood, the major change that's occurring is that the brain is becoming more refined in its structure and more highly and rapidly connected.
Scientists say the brain isn't fully developed until the mid-20s. So even though you're a legal adult at age 18, you still have a long way to go before you're fully mature.
So when I was 13, well, let's see. So the biggest thing for me is I never had confidence when I was 13.
It may only be a few years, but adolescence ultimately determines who you are in adulthood.
Your behavior can actually lead to changes in your brain.
For me, it was just making sure that I didn't lose sight of who I am as a person and fall underneath that peer pressure.
I'd say definitely self-confidence has grown as you learn more and kind of experience more.
So we'll get a sneak peek inside your journey, from thrilling moments right down to your fingertips. This series is all about following you every step of the way. Inside your brain.
Definitely a daunting task understanding the teenage brain, but you did a good job.
Thanks, Tom. Now, there is so much more to learn about your brain, and we couldn't fit it all in the show, so we've got a little video for you about the different parts of the brain and what they do up at channel1.com. So make sure you check it out.
Thanks, Arielle. Can't wait to see the rest of your series, by the way. Now, how many of you out there know any Muslims? Well, more than half of Americans say they don't, and some young Muslims are trying to change that. That's coming up after the break.